In a jaw-dropping viral twist, Macaulay Culkin has unleashed a fiery warning aimed straight at some of Hollywood's most powerful names. And no one is off the hook. From Oprah to Barbara Walters, Culkin has publicly accused these high-profile figures of alleged abuse, claiming they hid their actions behind the glamorous facade of Hollywood. Fans are buzzing with speculation, wondering if Culkin's explosive claims are part of a personal vendetta or something far bigger. Could this be a bold exposé laying bare the darkest secrets of the industry's elite? What's fueling Culkin's startling accusations? Is he on a quest for justice? Or is this an act of sheer retaliation taken to new extremes? After years out of the spotlight, Culkin has returned with unrelenting determination, shining a harsh light on the entertainment world's murky underbelly. His shocking statements about the so-called Hollywood elite, including heavyweights like Oprah and Walters, have sent shockwaves through fans and insiders alike, exposing the industry's sinister side like never before. Let's start with Oprah, and the unsettling claims suggesting she might be more than just a media icon. Despite her public image as a compassionate powerhouse, whispers have tied her to controversial figures like John of God, Harvey Weinstein, and Diddy. Could she really be an industry handler? Speculation runs wild that Oprah may have helped these individuals find their victims, a chilling accusation that, if true, could send shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. The potential exposure of such corruption and exploitation might reveal a hidden web of crimes that has remained out of public view for years. The very idea of freedom has rattled the entertainment world lately, sparking intense conversations far beyond box office numbers. Adding fuel to the fire is the surprising resurgence of Macaulay Culkin, the once beloved child star. In an alleged interview, Culkin has made jaw-dropping claims that are shaking the industry to its core. The uproar began with a controversial article making the rounds online. In this unverified report, Culkin reportedly accused Hollywood elites of engaging in disturbing rituals involving young actors, claims that have left many stunned and questioning what lies beneath the glitz and glamour. The headline alone, Macaulay Culkin, satanic elites do the unthinkable to young ones during rituals, is both shocking and deeply unsettling. The article makes grave claims, accusing certain ruthless studio executives of horrifying acts against young actors. It paints a chilling, almost surreal picture of sinister practices lurking behind Hollywood's glamorous facade. Back in December 2017, a wave of articles from unreliable websites alleged that former child star Macaulay Culkin spoke out in a radio interview, claiming Hollywood is dominated by satanic predators who engage in grotesque rituals involving children. This story, which appeared on dubious outlets like Your Newswire, Neon Nettle, and News Punch, is widely regarded as sensationalized and false. These sites, notorious for spreading fabricated stories, replicated the claims across multiple platforms, further fueling the controversy. In these reports, Hollywood executives were described as bloodthirsty Satanists, allegedly engaging in ritualistic abuse and even cannibalism within the industry. While the credibility of these allegations is highly questionable, their disturbing nature continues to provoke outrage and fear, forcing people to question the darkest corners of the entertainment world. Macaulay Culkin has allegedly claimed that his fame and natural suspicion as a child helped him escape the darker side of Hollywood. You learn early to recognize which of them want to abuse you and which have even darker tastes, he reportedly stated. The most disturbing accusation? He described individuals who allegedly wear shoes crafted from the skin of children used in ritualistic practices. Speaking on a supposed radio show in Paris, Culkin was quoted as saying, "Have you seen leather products made from human skin? It has a very unusual, distinctive look. I learned at a young age to identify it." These shocking remarks were featured in a controversial article on News Punch, attributed to Alan Seuss, which claimed that Culkin exposed Hollywood's control by so-called satanic predators. According to the article, Culkin alleged that at age 11, a Hollywood executive attempted to get him addicted to crack cocaine while boasting about custom-made leather shoes allegedly made from the skin of deceased child star Heather O'Rourke. The claims further suggested that explosive revelations appeared in French media, such as Les Echos, but were swiftly removed. However, these allegations originate from unreliable sites like Your Newswire, Neon Nettle, and News Punch, platforms notorious for fabricating sensationalized content. Fact-checkers, including Guillaume Bossard from Hoaxbuster, debunked these claims, noting that screenshots and translations were likely falsified and poorly adapted from English sources. Credible evidence of such an interview does not exist, and reputable French outlets like L'Echo have not published anything of the sort. While these shocking claims have captured attention, they remain entirely unsubstantiated, adding to the noise rather than revealing the truth. Concerns about child exploitation in Hollywood have been raised by credible voices, including former child actors like Elijah Wood. These discussions usually highlight real, tangible issues rather than diving into sensationalized tales involving satanic rituals or conspiracies. Stories like these, often originating from dubious conspiracy sites, tend to spread misinformation and create unnecessary confusion. It's essential to approach such claims with caution. The legitimacy of the article in question remains unverified, and when dealing with serious allegations, waiting for concrete evidence is critical before forming conclusions. Rumors in Hollywood have a way of catching fire, making it all the more important to stay skeptical and question the sources. While the article implicates Macaulay Culkin and high-profile figures in the industry, we simply can't take these accusations at face value without proof. Hollywood, after all, is shrouded in secrecy, and the phrase "snitches get stitches" captures the dangers of exposing powerful individuals. If there's any truth to these allegations, it might shed light on why Culkin's once-thriving career seemed to come to an abrupt halt. Speaking out in Tinseltown often comes with severe consequences, making it an uphill battle for anyone trying to expose wrongdoing. Culkin's career, marked by his unforgettable role as Kevin McAllister in Home Alone, already feels like a story ripped straight from a Hollywood drama. Whether his stalled success ties into these allegations remains a mystery wrapped in the complexities of the industry. The runaway success of the Home Alone catapulted Macaulay Culkin to global stardom practically overnight. At just 10 years old, he became a household name, adored by fans around the world. His face was everywhere, featured in massive marketing campaigns, plastered on magazine covers, and trailed incessantly by the paparazzi. Culkin's performance didn't just capture audiences, it also won over critics, earning him a Golden Globe nomination and a Young Artist Award. But as we marvel at his rise to fame, it's crucial to approach the swirling rumors about his life with caution and wait for confirmation from credible sources before jumping to conclusions. Hollywood producers were quick to capitalize on Culkin's star power, casting him in box office hits like Uncle Buck Up, My Girl, and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. His meteoric success even led to a Saturday morning cartoon, Wish Kid, and a memorable appearance in Michael Jackson's iconic Black or White music video. But behind the glitz and glamour was a personal toll. The industry's relentless pursuit of profit often came at the expense of child stars' well-being. Culkin's career, managed by his parents, became a non-stop grind of filming, interviews, and public appearances. Hollywood saw him not as a child, but as a money-making machine, subjecting him to an intense workload no child should have to endure. The immense pressure robbed Culkin of the chance to have a normal childhood, leaving him to navigate the difficulties of fame at an age when most kids are just learning how to be kids. In 1995, Macaulay Culkin faced a turbulent chapter in his personal life when his parents, Kit and Patricia Culkin, separated, sparking a bitter custody battle over him and his 6 siblings. This deeply personal conflict only added to the challenges he was already grappling with in his career, marking a particularly difficult period both professionally and emotionally. The custody battle ended with Culkin's mother gaining full custody, which strained his relationship with his father. The publicized nature of the divorce and legal proceedings further compounded the stress on the young actor, who was already struggling under the weight of his early fame. Upon turning 18, Culkin gained access to his considerable earnings, marking a significant financial milestone. In a lighthearted interview with Ellen DeGeneres, he joked about the surreal nature of his sudden wealth, saying it felt like someone else had done all the hard work, and he'd simply inherited the money like an unexpected windfall. As his fame began to fade, Culkin made the deliberate choice to step away from acting. Seeking normalcy and privacy, he retreated from the relentless scrutiny of Hollywood and the public eye. His goal? To shed the pressures of celebrity and be seen as just another person walking down the street, a stark contrast to the global sensation he once was. Breaking free from the image of his child star past, Macaulay Culkin took a step back from the spotlight to explore creative pursuits outside of Hollywood's expectations. Venturing into writing and music, he sought personal fulfillment in ways that extended beyond acting. In 2003, he made a guest appearance on the hit sitcom Will and Grace, and returned to film with the biographical drama Party Monster. Though some critics applauded his bold move away from his childhood roles, the film did little to reignite his fame. Despite his efforts to chart a new path, Culkin faced the enduring challenge of breaking free from the shadow of his early success and redefining himself as an adult performer. This journey was both liberating and demanding. Culkin continued to seek meaningful ways to express his talents, finding purpose outside Hollywood's confines. His story reminds us that success in the entertainment industry doesn't always follow a predictable trajectory, and true fulfillment often lies in staying authentic and pursuing personal passions. Culkin's experience in Hollywood has been shaped by relentless media scrutiny and criticism. Many have unfairly painted him as a child star who faded into obscurity, but this narrative overlooks the immense pressures and challenges faced by young actors in the spotlight. His resilience speaks to the complexity of navigating fame at such a young age and the courage required to carve out a life beyond it. The glitz and glamour of Hollywood can be dazzling, but they come with staggering personal and emotional costs. The struggles faced by young actors like Macaulay Culkin highlight a system that often exploits rising stars, only to discard them once their fame begins to fade. But why did Culkin step away so abruptly? Fellow former child stars Elijah Wood and Corey Feldman might have the answers. Culkin isn't alone in his fight to shine a light on Hollywood's darker side. Elijah Wood and Corey Feldman have publicly supported his claims, sharing their own harrowing experiences in the industry. In a revealing interview, Elijah Wood didn't hold back, stating, "Clearly something major was going on. It was all organized. There are a lot of people in this industry who only have their own interests in mind. There is darkness in the underbelly. If you can imagine it, it's probably happened." Corey Feldman, known for his vocal criticism of Hollywood's treatment of child stars, also stepped forward. He described the exploitation he and others endured, revealing a grim reality that's often hidden beneath the industry's glossy surface. One of the most chilling truths about Hollywood is its history of exploiting young talent. The horror stories of children being mistreated by those in power have been whispered for years, and now they're starting to come to light. For these former child stars, speaking out is not just about reclaiming their stories, but about exposing the industry's darker truths to protect others. And yet, these troubling claims aren't just wild stories. They're rooted in the painful reality of what happens in the shadows of the entertainment industry. Take, for example, the allegations surrounding an elite group accused of truly abhorrent behavior. What's even more unsettling is how these stories often get dismissed or fail to receive the attention they deserve. Conversations about child exploitation in Hollywood are far from new. In his 2013 memoir, Choreography, Corey Feldman bravely detailed the alleged abuse he and his The Lost Boys co-star Corey Haim endured as young actors. Yet, despite these revelations, the topic hasn't gained the same momentum as other high-profile cases, such as the allegations against Bill Cosby, which remained under wraps until Hannibal Buress's now famous joke thrust them into the spotlight. Perhaps this could finally be the moment for change. Elijah Wood added his voice to the discussion in a candid interview with the Sunday Times, describing Hollywood as an industry full of vipers where, as he put it, "If you can imagine it, it's probably happened." Wood credited his mother for protecting him from abuse by refusing to let him attend Hollywood parties. However, he revealed that many of his peers weren't as fortunate and were routinely preyed upon by powerful figures. If you're innocent, with very little knowledge of the world, and you just want to succeed, You become an easy target, Wood explained. He even compared the behavior he witnessed to the abuse scandals involving English TV personality Jimmy Savile, whose horrific crimes came to light only after his death. These disturbing parallels suggest that Hollywood, like other powerful institutions, is overdue for serious accountability. In his conversation with an English paper, Elijah Wood reflected on parallels between the Hollywood industry and the horrifying scandals involving Jimmy Savile. "You all grew up with Savile. Jesus, it must have been devastating," Wood remarked. He suggested that something similarly sinister has been happening in Hollywood, describing it as all organized. Wood highlighted the grim reality that victims often can't speak as loudly as those in power, leaving their stories unheard and the perpetrators unpunished. It's a chilling thought, but perhaps this discussion can reignite momentum or encourage more former child actors to come forward with their experiences. However, Wood's own words quickly became a focal point of controversy. Shortly after the interview, he released a statement clarifying his remarks and distancing himself from some of the interpretations that followed. "The Sunday Times interviewed me about my latest film, but the story became about something else entirely," Wood explained. "It prompted a number of false and misleading headlines. I had just seen a powerful documentary, and I briefly spoke with the reporter about the subject, which had consequences I did not intend or expect." Wood further emphasized, "Lesson learned, let me be clear. This subject of child abuse is an important one that should be discussed and properly investigated. But, as I made absolutely clear to the writer, I have no first-hand experience or observation of the topic. I cannot speak with any authority beyond articles I've read and films I've seen." His clarification sheds light on how easily sensitive topics can be misinterpreted, while also underlining the need for responsible and thorough investigation into these critical issues. Elijah Wood shed light on a heartbreaking reality. Victims often can't speak as loudly as the powerful people harming them. He described this as a tragic imbalance, one that leaves innocent individuals silenced while their lives are forever scarred. Thankfully, Wood credits his mother, Deborah, for shielding him from the darker side of the industry, ensuring he didn't fall victim to its predatory elements. However, even with his mother's protection, Wood acknowledged that as an adult, he has encountered unsettling situations, leading him to believe that these terrible practices likely persist. His candid reflections align closely with what Corey Feldman has been courageously speaking about for years, painting a grim but consistent picture of the industry's hidden issues. Wood's journey through Hollywood wasn't without its challenges. As one of pop culture's most recognizable figures, his fame might seem like a gift, but it came with a heavy burden, one that few child stars managed to escape unscathed. Yet Wood found ways to break free from the suffocating grip of typecasting in clever and unexpected ways. Throughout his career, a mantra from his childhood, "You can always do better," remained a guiding principle, helping him navigate the highs and lows of the entertainment world. With the unwavering support of his loving mother, he survived the tumultuous teen years in Hollywood, stayed grounded, and built a thriving career that continues to flourish today. His story is a testament to resilience and the power of a strong support system in an unforgiving industry. Throughout his flourishing career, Elijah Wood witnessed unsettling things that no one should have to see, including instances of exploitation within the industry. Despite the darkness he observed, his focus on work brought a bright spot into his life, meeting the love of his life and the future mother of his son. From a young age, Wood knew he wanted to entertain. As the middle child of 3 born to Debbie and Warren Wood, he grew up in a loving family that nurtured his passion for music and acting. He began modeling and taking small roles in school plays, including The Sound of Music and The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. His professional career started with an appearance in Paula Abdul's music video in 1988, and he soon landed minor parts in films like Back to the Future Part 2. His breakout came with his performance in The Child in the Night, a role that caught the attention of directors and marked him as a rising talent from Iowa. However, at 15, Elijah's career hit a brief pause when his parents went through a divorce. While this could have been devastating, he managed the emotional toll better than many teens might, using the break to focus on himself and his family. After this hiatus, Wood returned to Hollywood with The Flipper, a family adventure about a boy caring for a wounded dolphin. Reflecting on the experience, he said, "Working with dolphins was something I always wanted to do. I really wanted to be part of this film for that reason." During this peak period, Wood noted that some of his friends, like Corey Feldman and Scarlett Johansson, weren't working as consistently as he was. Even as he thrived, the differences in their career trajectories highlighted the often unpredictable and unforgiving nature of Hollywood. The reason behind it all was shocking. For many aspiring actors, Hollywood represents the ultimate dream, but recent revelations have exposed its darker, more troubling side. Several celebrities have courageously come forward with their unsettling experiences, sparking widespread discussions and, at times, public backlash. Corey Feldman began his acting career at the tender age of 3. At such a young age, a child cannot provide informed consent or fully grasp the implications of working in the entertainment industry. The responsibility typically falls on the parents, and in Corey's case, it appears his mother saw the financial opportunities his career could bring. Starting so early in Hollywood had a profound impact on Corey's life, exposing him to challenges and hardships that many children should never have to face. These experiences eventually led him to speak out about the industry's darker side. During his peak career years, like Elijah Wood, Corey likely earned a considerable amount of money. However, Corey has alleged that his mother misused and exploited his earnings, an all-too-common issue among child stars in Hollywood. This revelation highlights a persistent problem within the entertainment industry: the exploitation of young actors by those entrusted with their care. Addressing these challenges and safeguarding the finances and well-being of child performers is an issue that continues to demand attention and reform. Some young actors, like Corey Feldman, have taken the drastic step of seeking legal emancipation from parental control. These efforts have not only empowered individuals like Corey, but have also driven significant improvements in working conditions for young performers. As a result, the entertainment industry has been pushed to prioritize the rights and well-being of child actors more carefully. Back in the 1980s, young actors often had limited awareness or resources to protect themselves from exploitation. Corey Feldman's experiences during that era serve as a stark cautionary tale, emphasizing the critical need for safeguards to protect vulnerable talent. His story is a powerful reminder of why reforms and protections remain essential in an industry that can, at times, be dangerously predatory. In 2013, Corey made a bold and brave move, revealing shocking details about the exploitation he and others experienced as young as 11 to 13 years old. His revelations shone a glaring spotlight on how powerful figures in Hollywood treated young performers, sparking widespread discussions about the urgent need for change. Corey's courage has amplified the call for Hollywood to do better, by holding perpetrators accountable and ensuring that young actors are shielded from harm. His story is not just a warning, but also a catalyst for continued efforts to reform an industry that has long struggled to protect its most vulnerable talents. Corey Feldman's revelations about the abuse he endured during his career, particularly in his childhood, go far beyond Hollywood's borders. He openly shared how the trauma he faced as a young actor contributed to his struggles with substance abuse later in life, underscoring the long-lasting impact of such exploitation. His courageous decision to speak out and even name those who hurt him and Corey Haim sheds light on how deeply rooted these problems are in the entertainment industry, particularly for child actors. Corey's willingness to confront these issues mirrors the experiences of other stars like Brooke Shields, who was also exploited at a young age. Corey's revelations have ignited calls for greater awareness and better protections for young performers. He has never shied away from exposing the darker corners of Hollywood, but his outspoken stance has come at a cost. Over the years, he has faced significant pushback, reportedly from influential figures with connections to Oprah Winfrey. Oprah herself has faced her share of controversies, including accusations of smear campaigns against critics, alleged career sabotage, and even more unsettling claims. While the full truth remains murky, Corey's relentless efforts to expose these issues highlight the need for accountability and change in an industry that too often protects the powerful at the expense of the vulnerable. When some people think of Oprah Winfrey, they can't help but associate her with Harvey Weinstein. Their friendship, spanning over 2 decades, has raised eyebrows, with many questioning how Oprah could have been unaware of Weinstein's long-rumored reputation, which had been tainted by accusations since the 1990s. When the allegations against Weinstein surfaced, followed by his widespread condemnation, reports emerged that Oprah allegedly reached out to offer him support, though her team has denied this. Given her long-standing ties and perceived sympathy towards Weinstein, many are left wondering why Oprah would remain close to someone accused of such appalling behavior. Photographs capturing their apparent camaraderie have only fueled speculation, with some even suggesting that Oprah may have encouraged actresses to interact with Weinstein. Actress Rose McGowan weighed in, tweeting, "I am glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't." From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' victims, she is about supporting a power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come. McGowan added the hashtag #HashLizard, amplifying her statement's intensity. Singer Seal also spoke out against Oprah, accusing her of facilitating the actions of both Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. The nature of Oprah's alleged ties to Epstein remains a topic of speculation, with online conversations hinting at her potential involvement in his choice of victims. Some Floridian residents even accused Oprah of being connected to an organization involved in human trafficking, further deepening public suspicion. Fans, too, have begun to connect the dots, with one writing, "Oprah is one of the bad guys," and another adding, "I didn't believe Oprah could be connected to this until she started that girl's school. Now I expect stories to surface about it someday." While no concrete evidence has emerged to substantiate these claims, the public scrutiny of Oprah's associations continues to grow. Speculation and controversy remain firmly attached to her name, leaving many questioning where the truth truly lies.